$1,000 weekly with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
It is 11:05 in the city. 31 degrees. Temperatures are doing some work today. Well done. Not as brisk as it was in previous days. Monday, boom. You didn't think that wasn't going to be in your face. In your face! On a Monday, lots to talk about, lots to get to over the course of the hour, and then we'll hand it over to Adam Carricker. Then Bach in the black shirt, old school, and then a full Monday, Tom Chattel. We will have All In with Ridge Lovett and Caleb Smith. Then, I like the idea behind a full movement. We'll have bowling shows. We have gymnastics shows. We'll have golf shows. The golf shows are back. A lot of movement in the late night along with the wrestling shows and otherwise. Lots to cover. You can text into the show, 402-464-5685. You want to be a part of what we're doing, please hit us up. And you can follow on all the live video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, and you do. Follow along. If you haven't downloaded the Ticket app, do so. We're headed into some multiple option sort of broadcasting. So it would behoove you to follow us on the social media streams and to have the Ticket app so that when we multi-stream, you will have the ability and the option to just click a button and get to the source that you're looking for. Pretty simple biz. Before we get into this full hour, Bach, kind sir, if you would please pay the bills, pay the bills.
Yeah, the show is sponsored by Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest quality technology and communication services since 1901. Whether it's residential or business, Hamilton has the answers. Visit hamiltontel.com for more info today.
Breaking news when it comes to Husker Hoops. Both programs, the men's program and the women's program, have both found their way into the nation's, the AP's top 25. The women logged themselves in at number 24. That's coming off the 101 to 83 win at Penn State and the Big Reds conference opener on Saturday. Amaya Hargrove, Brett Prince, and I think Petra Bozan, her presence is changing what that team is going to look like. Different type of post-up game, different sort of fluidity to how she plays. She folds into spaces a little differently than Markowski did. Markowski was the space. Bozan will get to the soft corner and flood. Then she'll dip and dive into the paint. She'll get back out. She'll catch and will be mobile. Great face-up game as well. Not the three-point shooter that Markowski is. Currently not the rebounder that Markowski is, but I don't think that was required. But a big step up for Maya Hargrove. And, of course, Brett Prince is playing at an all-conference level again. In the NCAA rankings, in the net rankings, which is kind of power source and strength and all that, the Huskers are ranked number 12. Toughness of schedule, differential, all those things in place. So bravo to that. To the men. I thought yesterday's win over Creighton was a statement win in the sense that of this, and Bach, go with me here, that I think we need to re-identify this particular Husker basketball team as a physical defensive presence. Would that be a fair statement? That I think that what they're doing this year, which gives me a little more hope, is their commitment to being physical and on the defensive end to the point where they're taking things away and making folks take bad shots. Bach, what say you?
Yeah, I'd say that's appropriate. They do. I mean, they give up a lot of threes, and that's by design. They're going to live and die with you hitting the threes, and obviously Creighton couldn't get going there. But this was one of the better defensive showings, certainly for Nebraska, and it's impressive. I mean, you look at their kind of makeup. While they have some length, and they've got some talented athletes in there. It's not an overwhelmingly athletic team, that Nebraska, will run up against sometimes. So the defense that is there, I should say, is going to be determined a lot based on their effort and obviously their knowledge of the game that they've been running with Nate Linzer's defense. Obviously, that baseline help that they give, but altogether, it was really impressive yesterday. It will continue to be, and yeah, I think it's interesting because Hoiberg's teams, it's kind of, the identity has kind of shifted here throughout a little bit. And so you've had teams that are defensive minded. You have teams that, maybe are trying to put the ball in the bucket a little bit more. This is kind of a nice blend of the two.
Yeah, it seemed to me there's a lot. This team is louder defensively than some previous teams. And I think more of the rotation seems defensive minded rather than, hey, let me get some points on the floor. Whoever's on the floor is seeming to find their shots and getting into space. I think if this team, I will say this, if they're holding teams under 40%, they're going to do well. And I think that is the risk that you're going to take. There's certain buildings, we know in the Big Ten, there's certain buildings on certain nights where those threes are going to go and you're going to have to do something else. But in that particular case, the style of defense, one, not allowing penetration to the middle, pushing things to the corner and baseline, those things generally translate, because then you're talking about kick out passes, dribble and drive kick to the corners, or sometimes you can get hands and passing lanes. it makes you better defensively if you take away the middle of the floor, and they do a really good job of it. So there's that. But at number 23, men's basketball, and a pretty good run. I mean, Bach, is this as good a run as you can remember to start a season? And this is a two-part question. One, is it a good run for you for both programs? But two, do you trust it?
I do. I think injury certainly could always play a factor. Connor Season out. You hope to not get hit by that too much. We'll see Oogie obviously getting back. That'll help within the rotation. But I thought that was kind of interesting last night. They kind of had the 8-man rotation with the Season in. Was kind of wondering, okay, well, what's that mean with him out? Against some legitimate competition here, and it just kind of broke down to 7-man rotation. So, if that's the case, and again, I think Oogie will be somebody that they'll play, but we'll have to see. You just got to avoid that injury. But yeah, I think they're 2 games away. And they got 2 games this week, some tough ones, from the best start in Nebraska program history. For what it's worth, year number 7 under Fred Hoiberg. This is the first time they've been ranked under Fred Hoiberg. So it's got to be certainly one of the better times in Nebraska basketball, certainly in recent history and where they've done it. I think part of it too, Creighton's down a little bit. I think everybody could see that too with that, that's not exactly Ryan Kalkbrenner's team walking into the building. But still quality victories now over Oklahoma and Kansas State and Creighton as part of this 9-game, start. So it's not necessarily any fool's gold or a weak schedule or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm of the school that I don't care who walks in wearing the Creighton jersey. Like you think Creighton took it easy on Nebraska in the years where they didn't have dudes in those Husker jerseys? You think they celebrated less? No, they rubbed their nose in it. They rubbed their nose in it and reminded Nebraska of all the times where they were the little brother. And so when you get the upper hand, be a bully. It's okay. It's okay to say, hey, Creighton, you're not very good this year. Because the conversation 2 months ago was how good that this was possibly a grade 8 team. No. I listened to a lot of Creighton folks. Matter of fact, I listened to a lot of Husker folks tell me, well, we can't really trust it until Creighton's coming this week. And I said, that's not who that is.
Were you at the arena last night?
No.
Because I talked to Sorensen. It was interesting. As we all know, the J-Sker exists. But he said there wasn't a whole lot of blue in the arena. So it sounds like, with Creighton struggling a little bit, those Creighton Blue Jay fans are still supporting their Husker Red a little bit more.
Well, that's the thing. But isn't that part of the identity of a J-Sker? Like, seriously, you can't. I don't understand how you can pull that off. How you can be. We're not talking about where the pro team is Nebraska and the college team is Creighton. We're talking about 2 colleges. And you're this is what you're going to root for? You're going to split this? You're all red for 9 months out of the year or 6 months out of the year or 5 months out of the year, and then you slowly peel the skin off and reveal Blue Jay blue. Like, that's a weird thing to me. I understand it exists.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird. Like, I just think it's like, you can't tell. Like, you sing. Do J-Skers sing Hail Varsity? Do they sing the words to fight songs in the fall and then not, like, they cover their ears during basketball and baseball season? Is that how that works?
I don't know. It's weird. I'm not a J-Sker myself. I do somewhat understand, right? If you're in Omaha, grew up near Creighton, maybe to cheer for them. But when it comes down to rivalry time, you got to have a favor, right? You got to have a team that you really cheer for.
Well, you can't. That's to me, in my mind, that's rooting for BYU until they play Utah, which is just weird. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's like, oh no, I'm going to root for the Cowboys until they play the Commanders. No, no, that's not how. I'm a Red Sox fan until they play the Yankees. It's just weird. Yeah. It's a rivalry, and there should be some contention. If you're a person who identifies as a J-Sker, do you ever find yourself singing the words to Husker fight songs? Like, that's my question. Like, what are you doing? Like, can somebody help me out here? Is that a thing? Right? Is that a thing that you can do and get away with, and nobody calls you on it?
Well, there's plenty of calling on it. That's the whole Jay Skirt term.
Yeah,
I think.
like it's just weird to me. So there's that. Bach, we're gonna make an attempt to simplify the college football playoff system. Okay, we're gonna make an effort. You down for this?
I'm down for it. There's plenty of schools out there that would be interested in this.
Right. Okay. So, do rankings matter?
As it's currently constructed, they matter quite a bit of deal.
But then there's not 12. You didn't take the 12 best teams.
For the at-larges, right? Rankings matter. Obviously, they can't.
So the rankings matter, except for they don't matter.
Well, I mean, they matter to Notre Dame today.
If there is exception to the rule, then there is no rule. So, does ranking matter?
I mean, I still got to argue yes, because there's a few teams that are mad that they're not ranked a little bit higher, and if they were, they'd have a chance to play for a title.
So, therefore, if ranking matters, then you take the 12 best, the highest ranked teams. Is there simplicity in that?
As much simplicity as there can be to the rankings to begin with. I mean, the rankings are. I mean, we're just talking about a board of 12 or 13 people deciding whatever they want.
You're walking right into my pitch. You're leaning into the pitch, because if rankings matter, then the rankers matter more. Right? So the committee, now, if you're going to allow every coach in America to vote, that's one thing, right? But then you run into, hey, what if somebody fires somebody in mid-season or late in the season and you technically don't have a coach? Then who votes, right? It's a thing. Or the athletic directors, right? The athletic directors could vote, or the media could vote, right? I don't know. Can you be outside of the Power Four and be in the top 12 ranked teams? How likely is that, Bach?
I think you can be. I think a lot of people would argue or rather have it be where where this year is an exception, that maybe the group of 5 teams should get in if undefeated, or if they have 2 or 3 games against Power 4 competition, even Power 5, I suppose, if you include somebody in there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if a 2-loss American team should necessarily be in there, much less, maybe a 1-loss Sun Belt team who got in even less.
If in matters, if can be a thing, if the word if can be then it is an exception and it is not a rule. So then it's, can a G5 be ranked in the top 12? Should they be ranked in the top 12?
I think there are years where you could argue, Boise State's, the Utahs in mid-2000s. I mean, there's examples, but this year they're not, and I don't think they necessarily should be.
Well, every year is the year that you're judged by, right? So you can't make a rule because it fit this year, but it won't fit 2 years from now, because the rules you make now, where you set the goalpost now, is the measuring stick.
Good luck.
You're right. Like, I mean,
the BCS tried that. There's going to be changes based off how this year played out. There are changes to last year's playoff system based how it played out. To find a perfect system is going to be difficult.
Well, but why?
Because there's 140 teams playing uneven schedules.
How many conference championships matter?
Again, tough to say there. I mean, supposedly 5 of them. I mean, all of them do, right?
Not really. Not really. Not really. Again, we can make rules. We can make rules for a tournament, right? Because the tournament requires playoffs, require rankings, seedings, and the people who do the seedings have to have a policy and protocol for that. And if you have a policy and protocol, don't get into the intangible, the eye test, the speculative, anything, all of the analytics. If you tell me that at the beginning of the season, everybody knows what it's going to take for them to get into the playoffs, right? Every single team knows if I win all of my games in the G Power 4, I'm going to get in the playoffs. That's a fair thing, right?
Just don't ask Florida State from a few years ago.
But
yeah,
right, but that's why the envelope got folded differently after that, because they were like, well, wait a minute. And then we also know we made an exception because of Florida State. We made an exception because of Notre Dame. We made an exception because, like, we keep making exceptions and then realizing that there is no rule of law. There is no boundary set because you continually move the goalposts. Is this a 50-yard field goal? No. It's a 55-yard field goal. No. It's a 57-yard field goal. No. It's a 60-yard field goal. No. Did we get it right? Right? At some point you have to get it right. And if you say the rules that we set now protect and defend the integrity of the thing that we're fighting for, which is you want a champion. Ultimately, you want a champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want one champion. So the best way to get one champion is to play for the championship. The Super Bowl went through the same process. It is football, by the way, right? There are championships that are won every year in football, all over the country, different fashions. FCS has a set of rules. NFL has a set of rules. Canadian Football League has a rule. State of Texas High School has a set of rule. Nebraska High School has a rule. And if the things that cause problems in all of these spaces is the rankers, the people who set the seeds and determine how you're going to decide who gets in. Ultimately, if you say, hey, win your district title and you get in, somebody say, well, that district isn't as tough as this district. Okay, but the rule's the rule. The rule's the rule. And if you said to me, can you win all of your games? If you're in the SEC and you win all your games, are you in the playoffs?
Yeah.
The ACC, if you win all your games, are you in the playoffs?
Yeah, with 12-team playoffs.
Big 12, if you win all your games, you're in.
Yep.
Big 10.
Yep.
Let's go outside of that. Big 12.
Big 12, yeah.
Let's go Sun Belt.
Not necessarily, but
not yeah. Okay, so we have an exception, so we have no rule. So then you almost have to say either this is a Power 4 playoff, or we have 2 wild cards, right? 2 wild cards. You decided to call it G5. I'm going to say wild card, because then if, let's say that the Buffalo Bills don't win the AFC East, but they have a better record, right? A better record than the Central. Who gets in?
The Central first.
The champion gets in, and then would it make sense this year if you said all the Power 4 champions get in? You can say, hey, Bob, ready for this? If you make your conference championship, you get in the Power 4s, right? That's 8 teams. That's 8 teams, Bach.
Mm-hmm.
We got room for 4 more, right? Because then the conferences have to set parameters to make sure that Miami gets in the championship game. Because if Miami, Miami had 2 ways to get into this thing. They could have won the ACC, right?
If they would have made the championship game.
But why didn't they make the championship game, Bach?
Tiebreakers.
Who determined the tiebreakers, Bach?
The ACC.
Hey, Bach, were they in a tie in a division of the conference?
No, there's no division.
There's no division. So they made rules to say, we are going to use these rules to determine the 2 best teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Is that what they did?
That was their plan.
That was the plan. And in their rules, they came up with a plan that said Miami is not one of the 2 best teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference. You allowed a 5-loss Duke team because it tells me your rules stink.
Now, Duke did win.
But that's the next question. Because winning should matter more within the conference, not for the playoffs. It seems like the conference got it wrong. The number 3 team in the lowest ranked of the Power 4 conferences sent its number 3 team to the playoffs in place of teams who were playing for the championship. And those teams only lost to teams in the top 4 in the country. BYU only lost to Texas Tech, a number 1 rank, top 4.
Yeah. For all we know, could be the national champion.
Notre Dame only lost to top 10 teams. Can you say that about Miami?
No.
No. You can set rules for this thing, but the people in charge are so obligated to nonsense. They're so obligated to chaos and money. It makes my head hurt. We're going to try to get to some common sense. All right, Bach, we're going to talk this thing through. We'll be back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Morning clouds will give way to afternoon sunshine. See a light breeze and a high near 41. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds below around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies, be breezy and mild. The high near 54. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out Renew PM, the ultimate nighttime recovery formula. Fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed. Renew PM can only be found at Nutrition Authority, the home of better than internet pricing. Own the night with Renew PM. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Husker fans watch women's basketball, so we can't wait to see you in the stands at Pinnacle Bank Arena this season. Single game tickets start at just $12, making it easier than ever to watch the Huskers from the best seat in the house. Don't miss your chance to witness the energy, the hustle, and the heart of this team live in PBA. Huskers watch women's basketball, so get your tickets now at huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Let's get it in. Nick, what is this? What are you doing? What do you want? Nick Sater? I rue the day, Nick Sater. Question for you all. Are you craving something warm, sweet, and unforgettable? No, I'm not available. Insomnia Cookies has you covered. Yes, they do. Whether you're hosting a party, planning an event, or getting ready for the holidays, Insomnia Cookies delivers fresh baked goodness right when you need it. Treat your guests to warm, melty classics, deluxe cookies, and even ice cream cookie sandwiches. Perfect for office celebrations, holiday get-togethers, birthday surprises, you name it. Hey, even if it's just for you to watch Huskers by yourself. Treat yourself. Spoil yourself. Order ahead. Or get it delivered. Make your next event a little sweeter with Insomnia Cookies, located downtown Lincoln, 16th and Q Street. That is Insomnia Cookies. Can vouch for them personally. I had to walk an additional 8 blocks just for the cook. I was like, I felt guilty. The cookie was so good, Bob. So good. So we will have some today. We will share, and we will get some to the student athletes along the way. We're talking playoffs and college football playoffs. And the idea is to try to get some of this right. I'll read some text and we'll get through it. Texas says this: I'm excited to see if the conversation, if James Madison, Tulane win. I asked the question on social media, which higher seeds are at risk in the first round to take a loss. And I think the teams with the higher seeds who are going to play at home have some advantages, but they are at risk. There are absolutely some teams at risk. We'll go through that here in a bit. Ohio Husker says this: as to why there's too many teams. Should be 6 conference champions and 2 wild card or at large. But if you do that takes you out of the 8, right? Because the 4 Power 4 conference, the 4 main conferences that we and probably shouldn't agree. We shouldn't assume that every year the Big 12 is going to have 2 of the best 8 teams in it. But we also know that if we do not set those parameters, that somehow the check writers in the SEC will get more teams in. Bach, quick count of the 12 teams playing this week in the playoffs. How many of them are SEC teams?
5.
5. How many Big Ten?
3.
Are you telling me that SEC is that much better than Big Ten?
Depth-wise, they appear to be.
Well, but at the top of this thing, seeds 1, 2, and 5 are Big Ten.
Yeah.
That would tell me that the teams beneath those 3 teams are pretty good. They're pretty good because, 10 teams, 11 teams in the bowl games? USC would like some discussion, right? Part of the consideration. It's just weird. It's just weird. Texas says that you can't be doing anything with conference appearances because the ACC literally had games like this that had 2 ACC teams playing and didn't count for a conference game. Yeah. Here's all of this is that the people at the top who make decisions don't think it through. And there's no logic involved because if you're in the room representing a conference, sometimes they'll tell you, well, you have to remove yourself from the room when we're talking about your conference. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you get back in the room and you just plant seeds for when you're not in the room. 5 SEC teams. 5 SEC teams are in the playoffs. Bach, we can think of at least 4 Big Ten teams that would be interesting.
Would you? I mean,
I would.
You think USC has a chance
with
to
the Big Ten Player of the Year? Yeah. That quarterback would sell tickets, and USC would travel.
That's one thing. Should they play for a national championship at 9-3?
I don't think anybody should play for a national championship with 3 losses.
Don't
That's
either.
just me, right?
Yeah.
But that would be the Commissioner Pearson rule. That listen, if you have 12 opportunities to play yourself into the playoffs and you lose 3 of them, because guess what? Every game is a playoff game in college football, and that should be the thinking. For all the teams that are involved in these conspiracies and, we've been snubbed and everything else. No, here's the reality. At the beginning of the season, each and every program knew what it was going to take for them to get into the playoffs. Win your games. Win the game. You schedule the games, right? Somebody from your organization, from your program, schedule the games. And then it's your job to win those games. Period. And if you do not win those games, if you do not win all of your games, then, friends, you are back in the dating pool. You, my friends, are in the popularity contest. And those people may not like you. You may not be their thing. And it's not their fault that you put yourselves in the pool. You put yourself in the pool. And then, Bach, if you lose 1 game, you should be in the discussion for playing in the playoff. If you go a complete season and you lose 1 game, you should be in the conversation. If you lose 2, here's the rule. You lose 2 games in a year, you can't complain about anything. You can't complain if you got beat twice. You had 2 playoff games throughout the course of your year that you lost. You failed. Think about that. BYU, for all intent and purposes, passed every test except for their test against Texas Tech. They lost to Texas Tech twice. There are teams that lost to teams outside of the top 20. There are teams that lost to teams they had no business losing to. But you have to go through your season with the full understanding that you can, on any given week in college football, that's why the regular season matters. You can play yourself into or out of the playoffs. Remember, a lot of the scheduling was based on theory and policy from 5 years ago. 6 years ago, because there was no playoff. This doesn't exist. This was new. This is all new. And once you realize now that you have to work from this, if you want to work from where we currently stand, again, where the current goalposts are currently in the stadium that we're currently in, right? Wind factors involved, weather involved, right? Those are all things. You control the controllables. The controllable on this is you winning your games. And then if you don't win all of your games, then who you lose to matters. Losing matters, and then who you lose to matters. And if you lose several times, if you lose twice, well, then you open the door. And if you lose 3 times, I'm sorry. 1 out of every 4 games that you played, you lost. 1 out of every 4 games you played, you lost. Say it. This is not the NFL. You could have a Power 4, football playoffs, and then you can have a G5. You can have everybody else, right? You can have 2 different playoffs. I'm okay with that. FCS figured that out. You got different levels: Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. You got different levels. They don't complain. They're not asking to be up with the big boys. They don't have the right resources or the players. They'll tell you that. Now, some financial genius will get out there and go, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Everybody else tournament. Because in basketball, they figured it out and created the National Invitational Tournament. And that went so well and has run so long and has so much prestige and still makes money that they created the Crown. College World Series has a sequence of events just to get involved in. You know what we didn't hear complaints about? At least not in the circles that we're in. Bach, who was the last team out? The last team out for women's college volleyball. Any idea? Not a clue. Not a clue. You know what? They figured it out. Let's work this out. Let's work it out. Let's work it out. There's a way. So then you can follow success, or you can follow tradition, right? Because the lower bowl football levels have figured out a way to do it. High schools have figured it out. States have figured it out. The NFL's figured it out. The NFL said, listen, it used to be if you won your conference. Then it became if you won your division. Then it became, well, you win your division and you have to finish second in your division. But it's not even second in your division. It's the best record in your conference after the division winners. So that if you are from a power division and you still had a great year, you're still in the tournament. Bach, what keeps college football from saying conference champions, whether it be regular or championship game, right? Because if you say championship game, then you put it on the conference to get the right people into their conference game, right? And those are member institutions. They're all business partners. So if Miami had said in some way that the ACC had figured out how to get Miami into the championship game with Virginia because they thought they were the better team, none of this conversation would be taking place when it comes to Miami. Because they would have played Virginia. Simple biz. Texas could have played themselves in. They played themselves out. Notre Dame could have played themselves in. You know how? Get in a conference. Go beat somebody. Be measured like everybody else. Don't enter the pageant having already won the prelims because you're Notre Dame. Oh, we pick and choose. Oh, we play tough teams. Then get in a conference and play tough. You think, hey, Bob, you think Nebraska would be okay if it didn't have to play in the Big Ten? It could just pick 3 or 4 really tough games a year?
Yeah, I think they'd enjoy that.
Every Power Four would love that. Would love that. Are we having the discussion about Navy being in the playoffs? Same rules apply, right?
It'll be interesting, by the way. That's another thing that eventually will screw up these playoffs. Army and Navy play this week. Navy is 9-2. I mean, they could be, and they're in the American. That could be another thing that'll happen here in a couple years.
Yeah. Question on the text line before we go to break. Is it Is it Indiana versus Ohio in the Natty before they invented playoffs, or would they have bumped Georgia up? Because of the championship game, because of the Big Ten championship game, they probably would have bumped Georgia up, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Just to include the business. Remember, they're business partners too. As much as the SEC and the Big Ten like to bump noses, they are still business partners. And there's value in that. There's value in that. Texas says Bama should not be in. I don't think Bama, well, they were in the championship game. So once again, put it on the SEC. Who do you want in representing you in the playoffs? Georgia and who? Because the SEC could have said Texas. Right? They could have picked anybody. Right? But Oklahoma's sitting out there chilling. Right?
Yeah, which is, and I get it. And that's why people, I mean, those conference championship games are a mess because of this situation. Alabama, you don't want to penalize them for having played in the SEC championship game. But in all fairness, why is the 3-loss team in there?
Right. Right. If you put it, listen, if I tell you, and it'd be pretty cool that in the championship, the way it's scheduled, one, it forces the conferences to force their member institutions and partners to set a schedule that's fair and balanced. And if it's not fair and balanced, then guess what? At the end of every year, the Big Ten would have to answer as to why a team that had to face Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State didn't have to face Michigan and USC, right? That's within the conference. But then the conference knows I only get 2 teams in the playoff. Right. And then a wild card is somebody had an exceptional year, a 1-loss team, a 2-loss team, is in the discussion, but a 1-loss team that didn't get in the championship game. Because that could happen, but it would force the conferences to get it right before they put it on the national stage. We'll go to break. One more segment before we hand it over to Adam Carricker.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet, only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment. Texas says this: should a program be allowed to decline playing in the conference championship if the chance of an additional loss would put them out of the playoff? No. Again, simplicity in the bowl, that the conferences will send their two best representatives to a championship game. There's no opting out. And if you choose to opt out of being a part of the conference plan, then you lose the benefits of it. You've allowed Notre Dame to not be a part of the conference committee. They're not a member of the conference club. You've allowed them out of it. And then because of that, they said, well, we're not going to be a part of the bowl games at all because you didn't send us where we wanted. You know what will fix that? Hey, if you opt out this year, we automatically opt you out. You are not open for consideration next year. Or maybe the next two. You don't want to be a part of what we're doing? You do not want to be a part of you don't want to follow membership rules. You don't want to follow membership, what's good for the plan? Because having Notre Dame in a big bowl game is good for college football. But if you decide to opt out of the bowl system in 2025, guess what? 2026, go sit in the corner. Go to the kiddie table. Go on down the street. Go do your own thing. Have your own party. You can't be a part of the playoff system if you're not a part of the bowl process. And the bowl process, it's all connected, right? Because that's how Nebraska moves up in the bowls, because Big Ten responsibilities allow it. So Notre Dame, fine. You want to stand up and okay, cool. But guess what? That's 2 strikes against you. 1, you choose not to be in any conference. You choose to be a rebel. You choose to be an outsider. Okay, fine. 2, if you opt out of the bowl games, no way you get in next year. A&M and Ole Miss, the one-loss conversation, that's all the same stuff. That the conference can determine who their 2 representatives are by who they put in the bowl game, and then the wild card. 4 wild cards other than what we did this year would have made more sense. And then next year, it's 8 wild cards. It's 12 wild cards. Actually, right? 12 wild cards. And they'll get to a point where they put a max on the number of teams from a conference. Because if you had 12 wild cards and you say, I want the 8 highest ranked teams who aren't conference champions, folks are still going to say 3 of those are SEC. It's a fixable system. It's just going to require some work. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us for the hour. Don't go anywhere. The big guy. The walls will crumble. Adam Character up next.
Staying profitable means finding smarter, more efficient ways to farm. Those decisions turn hard work into something worth passing down. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln for the Nebraska Ag Expo on December 9th through 11th, where agriculture meets innovation. From big iron and livestock production to the latest in ag tech and soil health, discover the solutions that can help you do more with less and protect your legacy for generations to come. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years. From design to install, upgrades and repair,